Okay, so we are now going to discuss another topic. So after job order costing system, so we're going to discuss process costing system. For this particular topic class, I'm using the PowerPoint presentation from the book Managerial Accounting by Garrison Norin and Brewer. But for your reference, you can still refer to our textbook, which is Cost Accounting and Control by Blocher, Stout, Judas, and Smith. Okay, so the topic is process costing. So for this topic, I divided the whole process costing topic into different modules. So the first module is just an introduction to the course. Before discussing the process costing or how to use process costing system in a manufacturing setting, so let's discuss the similarities between job order costing and process costing system. So as you can see in the slide, so whether the company is using job order costing system or process costing, both systems assigns material, labor, and overhead cost to products. So in process costing system, you will see also entries for direct materials, for direct labor, and for overhead costs. And both system provide a mechanism for computing unit product cost. So same with job order costing system. So most probably our examinations for this particular topic will focus on computation of product cost per unit, for example, or the amount of work in process, etc. Both systems use the same manufacturing accounts. So the same with job order costing system. So we have manufacturing overhead. So we have, just a recap, so we have two types of manufacturing overhead. So manufacturing overhead is debited every time the company incur or paid actual overhead costs, while it is credited uh, if it is uh, a factory overhead applied. So the cost of the inventory will include factory overhead applied. Raw materials for direct materials, work in process for partially completed units, and finished goods inventory for uh, uh, finished goods inventory account for 100% complete inventory. The flow of cost through the manufacturing account is basically the same in both systems. So we're going to review or discuss the flow of costs in module 2, meaning the journal entries in process costing system. Now, what is the difference between job order and process costing system? So in process costing system is used when a single product is produced on a continuing basis or for long period of time. So in process costing system, as you can see on the slide, so most probably this is used by companies whose product is homogeneous, meaning they are similar. So you're producing one type of product only. While in job order costing system, it is used when many different jobs having different production requirements are worked on each period. So if you remember, if the company is using job order costing system, there is an interaction between the customer and the company. So the product or the services provided by a company whose system is using job order costing system is sometimes unique. It depends on the customer. Yun. So process costing system accumulate cost by department. So the difference between job order costing system and process costing system, we have subsidiary account for work in process, but this time it's per department. So if there are 3 production departments, so we have 3 types of subsidiary work in process account. While in job order costing system, so the subsidiary account or subsidiary account for work in process will depends on the jobs. So if you remember the journal entry before, if the company is using job order costing system, is debited to WIP job 1, for example, and another entry for job number 2. So WIP job 2, for example. In process costing system, the number of work in process will depend on the number of departments, production departments. So if, for example, if you requisition a raw materials in the production for Department A. So your entry will be debit to WIP, Department A, credit to raw materials inventory. So process costing computes unit cost by department. So every time cost is incurred in department, so you need to compute for the uh, unit cost. Job cost, job order cost is in compute unit cost by job and on the job cost sheet. So in job order cost systems, we have job order cost sheet. While in process cost system, we have what we call the cost of production report, which is the topic for module 3 and module 4. Yeah, so these are example of picture. The picture shown in the slide shows or depicts process costing system. So as you can see, so this is a factory uh, for a car battery. If you notice, all of the product presented in the pictures are the same. So are very similar. So if you are a manufacturer of car battery, so meaning most probably you are using process costing system. Coca-Cola company, as you can see, the quality and the features of a Coke product are all the same. Same with the car manufacturer and also the chocolate manufacturer. And quick check. In process costing system is used for products that are, so let's try to look for the correct answer. So letter A, different and produced continuously. B, similar and produced continuously. C, individual units produced to customer specification. And letter D, purchased from vendors. I'm giving you 10 seconds. And the correct answer is letter B, similar and produced continuously. Ayan. So, in process costing system, we have what we call the production department or processing department. So, this is any unit in organization where material, labor, or overhead are added to the product. So, most probably on each department, that particular department will incur direct materials, direct labor, and also overhead. But the types of product cost incur in a particular department will depend on what type of inventory, as you will see in future problems that you're going to solve. The activities performed in a process department are performed uniformly on all units of production. So when we talk about perform uniformly, we're talking about the percentage of completion, which will be provided by industrial engineer. Uh, you can see, you can also see that in the problem that we're going to solve later. So furthermore, the output of processing department must be a homogeneous. So in my previous discussion, this homogeneous meaning the products are similar or no material differences. Product and process costing environment typically flow in sequence from one department to another. So if we have three departments, the particular sequence is that the inventory will first be produced or be converted in Department A. So after they are converted in Department A, they will be transferred to Department B and to Department C and so on. But the number of units will be the same, but will be the same. So meaning, what I mean is that the units produced in Department A is the same units produced in Department B and also the same units produced in Department C. So nangyayari lang, nililipat-lipat lang natin sila from Department A, Department B, and Department C. Example nun, yung Department A mo is the cutting department. So yung inventory cut and the cutting department will be transferred to uh, fabrication department, for example. So, same inventory lang sila. Nilipat lang, so from Department A to Department B. Ayan, so that is the end of Module 1, so which is Introduction to Process Costing. In case you have questions, you can send me a message or post your comments in the discussion forum. Thank you.